Hi guys, welcome to my channel Audio Video Me. In this video I'm going to show you how to set up a basic 2.1 channel home theater system. Also I'm going to demonstrate how to do bi-amplification of front speakers using the built-in amplifiers of your AVR and the built-in active crossover. Also, I'm going to show you how to disable the bass management of your active subwoofer and just use the bass management of your built-in AVR. This video is not about using external second amplifiers for bi-amplifying or external crossovers. This video is purely about how to use the built-in amplifiers and the active crossover to do the bi-amplification of the front speakers. Also, I'm not gonna demonstrate the position of the speakers, and I'm not gonna go in depth of how to place the speakers. Best way to acquire that information is to look into the manual of the speakers and manual of the AVR. Okay, to start with, I'm going to demonstrate by the physical connection of the wiring from AVR to the speaker terminals and from AVR to the subwoofer. And after the physical wiring connection, I'm gonna play some music from iPod just to demonstrate how it sounds in a 2.1 channel. As I said, this video is not about the room acoustics or about the placement of the speakers. It's purely about how to do the physical wiring connection of your front speakers to your AVR built-in amplifiers and use the built-in crossover to do the bass management. Okay guys, another thing I want to mention is before you purchase your AVR and your speakers, you need to take in consideration about two things, and those two things are the wattage and the ohms of your speakers. So whatever speakers you select, you need to just make sure that your amplifier supports the wattage and ohms of those speakers. For this demonstration, I'm using a Pioneer VSX 922K AVR that outputs 150 watts per channel, and between 6 ohms to 16 ohms is supported on this AVR. And now my speakers are Tenoi Sensus C, and the continuous RMS power is 90 watts, and they are operated on 8 ohms. So you need to make sure that your AVR is powerful enough to drive your speakers, and you need to take in consideration about the impedance of the speakers as well. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the physical wiring of AVR. This is the back of the amplifier and the back terminals of the speakers and the back terminal of the active subwoofer. I'm gonna explain exactly what these terminals mean and where you need to connect the wires. For bi-amplification, you need to make sure that your speakers support it. The way you can tell that is if your speakers has 4 input terminals, then it supports it, and if there are plates in between these terminals, you need to remove those plates before you carry on with the bi-amplification wiring. Okay, in order to do bi-amplification to your speakers, to your two front speakers, you're gonna need 8 speaker wires. You can purchase custom-made bi-amplification speaker wires, or you can build your own. I've built my own, and the way I've differentiated between higher and lower frequencies is by placing tape on the upper end of one wire that represents the higher frequency negative, and I've represented it by black tape, and lower frequency negative wire I've put a tape on the lower end of the wire. Same applies to the higher frequency positive. I've used a silver tape to mark the higher frequency positive, and lower frequency positive I put a silver tape. This is my way of just differentiating between the four wires. You can create your own method, or you can just adopt any method to mark your cables. As I said, you can purchase the custom made cables. Okay, let's look at the back of the AVR, and how come we've got two amplifiers on this AVR. Basically, those AVRs, those modern AVRs that support multi-channel or multi-zone, they've got two sets of amplifiers built in. Okay, let's zoom into the back of this amplifiers and let's see what I mean. Okay, so these are the terminals where we are going to make our physical connections, and as I said earlier, that this particular AVR VSX 922K supports multi-zone, so that means it has two sets of amplifiers built in, which one set I'll use for driving higher frequencies of my front speakers, and one amplifier I'll use lower frequencies to drive my front speakers. So I have a choice of using either this side of the amplifier or zone 2 amplifier. As I said, it's a multi-zone, so if I want to use zone 2 amplifier, I can only use two channels. So what I'll do is I'll use zone 2 to drive the higher frequencies of my front speakers, and I'll use the zone 1 side to drive the lower frequencies of my front speakers. Maximum with this setup I can go up to 5.2 channel using this configuration of bi-amplification, or bi-amplifying the front speakers on this particular AVR. Okay, let's start by doing a physical connection to the AVR. Okay, as I've already made my wires and marked them, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start connecting the correct wires to the correct terminals on the AVR. Okay, so the zone 2 side of my built-in amplifier, second amplifier, I'm gonna use it for driving the higher frequencies of my left and right speakers. So I'm gonna use high frequency negative. I'm gonna connect to the left terminal black output, and high frequency negative, high frequency positive to the red terminal of my left output. Lower frequencies of my left and right speakers, I'm gonna drive from the first built-in amplifier. So lower frequency positive, which is going to go to my left speaker. I'm going to connect to red left front terminal. Lower frequency negative for my left speaker. I'm going to connect to black front left terminal. You can use banana plugs to make these connections. They are handy, as they just click into these terminals. Okay, once you have made these connections, just pull the wires and just make sure they don't come out. Repeat the same process for your right speaker. So I've already made the wires for my right side speaker. So second amplifier, which is located on zone 2 surround back terminals, I'm gonna connect the higher frequency negative to the right black terminal. And higher frequency positive to the right red terminal. Okay. Now for my right speaker, for the lower frequencies, I'm gonna go to this side, these terminals. So front right red terminal, I'm gonna connect the lower frequency positive, and lower frequency negative for my right side speaker. I'm gonna connect to front right black terminal. Okay, again, I'm just gonna pull the wire just to see it doesn't come out, and the connections, they are firm. Okay, now I'm gonna make the connection to left and right speakers. Let's start by connecting it to the left speaker. I'm just gonna zoom in on the left speaker. Okay, so there are 4 terminals on the back of each speaker. High frequency positive, it has a red color bolt. Low frequency positive, it has a red color bolt. High frequency negative has a black bolt, and low frequency negative has a black bolt. And this is my left side of the speaker, and I've already marked my cables, which one are high frequency positive and negative, and low frequency positive and negative. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make the connections. I'm gonna start from the right side of the speaker. So that's high frequency positive. It's written on the speaker. So I'm just gonna connect high frequency positive, which is marked in silver, upper side, high frequency positive. So I'm just gonna insert that. And low frequency positive, again it's marked in silver on the lower end of the cable, so it goes into the low frequency positive. High frequency negative goes into high frequency negative terminal on the speaker. And now low frequency negative, which is marked as black tape, lower end of the wire, it's gonna go into low frequency negative terminal, input terminal on the speaker. Again, just pull the wire, and if there are any loose connections, just tighten the bolt. Don't over tighten it, just make sure the cable, when you pull it, the cables, the wires, they don't come out. Okay, I'm gonna repeat the process with my right side of the speaker. Okay, this is my right side of the speaker. I'm gonna repeat the same process. High frequency positive, low frequency positive, high frequency negative, low frequency negative. And as I said, I've already made the wire and I marked it as well. So just gonna go ahead and connect it. That high frequency positive, low frequency positive, high frequency negative, and low frequency negative. Okay, as you've made the connections to the speaker input terminals, just pull the wire and make sure the connections they are firm. Now this is extremely important that you connect the wiring to the correct terminals, otherwise you're gonna burn either your amplifier or your speakers, one of the other. Okay, next I'm gonna show you how to connect the active subwoofer. Okay, to connect the active subwoofer to your AVR, you're gonna need a good quality RCA cable. Okay, from your AVR subwoofer pre-output, connect the RCA cable. So this is the output that goes into input on your active subwoofer. Okay, so next is to connect the RCA cable to the left mono in RCA or phono input of the subwoofer. And now I'm gonna explain you how to bypass the active crossover of the active subwoofer. You should have a crossover frequency knob on your active subwoofer. Just max it out, whatever maximum frequency you've got on your active subwoofer for crossover frequency, just max it out. And on your AVR receiver, from the active crossover settings, just make sure the frequency you select is lower than the maximum number on the subwoofer. So that's how you bypass the active crossover built in the active subwoofer and use the active crossover of your AVR. Let your AVR decide where to send or where to route the low frequencies and high frequencies. Okay, next I'm gonna show you how to configure your speaker setup from your AVR and how to enable the active crossover of your AVR. And also I'm gonna demonstrate by playing a song, and I'm gonna select different crossover frequencies from the AVR just to demonstrate the impact on the audio. Also I'm gonna show you different settings inside the AVR, and I'm also gonna disable the subwoofer just to show you guys the difference between the bass if a subwoofer is missing. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you the active crossover and the speaker manual speaker settings from the AVR. What you need to do is whatever AVR you got, just go into the receiver or AVR home menu or settings. For this Pioneer VSX 922K, this is the home menu interface. So I'm just gonna go to system setup, and I'm gonna go to manual speaker setup, and then I'm gonna select speaker system, and then it gives me different variations of how you want to set up your speaker in the room. And basically it's zone 2, normal, and normal, and speaker B, front bi-amp. As I have bi-amplified the front speaker, so I'm just gonna go with this setting. Basically I'm telling the amp that I have bi-amplified the front speakers using your multi-channel amplifiers or built-in amplifiers. So you need to route the proper frequencies to the destination speakers. So once I've selected this, I'm just gonna click on OK and save the changes. Second, I'm gonna go into speaker settings, And this is really important. In the speaker settings, it's basically the AVR is prompting, is asking, have you got a subwoofer in your setup? I'm gonna go with yes. What other option it gives me? It says plus. Plus means if you got two subwoofers or no subwoofer at all. I'm just gonna go with yes. Second is front speaker selection. It's asking, are your speakers front? This is really important. Always, if you got a subwoofer in your home theater system or subwoofers, always leave all the speakers to small. And I'm just gonna use small for the front speakers. I'm not using a center speaker. I'm not using a surround speaker. Okay, here comes the built-in active crossover of the AVR. Best settings, I've played with the different frequencies. Best frequency I've come across for home theater for the crossover is 80 hertz. Basically, I'm telling the AVR that 80 hertz and below frequencies, send it to my low frequency effect channel, and 81 hertz and above, send it to my higher frequency channels. And what other frequency option it gives me for this receiver, AVR receiver, they are 80 hertz, 100 hertz, 150 hertz, 200 hertz, 50 hertz. So for this particular demonstration, I'm gonna go with 100 hertz. Also, as I mentioned earlier, how to bypass the active crossover of the active subwoofer. So what we did, we maxed out the crossover frequency on the active subwoofer, which was 180 hertz. Now always make sure whatever frequency, crossover frequency you select from your AVR, it's always below the maximum crossover frequency of your subwoofer, and that's how you bypass the crossover frequency. Next, I'm gonna demonstrate by playing some music, and just gonna disable my active subwoofer, and also I'm gonna select different frequencies from this particular menu just to demonstrate the difference. Okay, next I'm gonna play a track from my iPod, and basically I'm gonna go into the AVR settings and select different crossover frequencies, and also I'm gonna change the front speakers settings from small to large, just to demonstrate what's the impact on the overall audio. Also, I'm gonna disable the subwoofer just to demonstrate the missing punchy bass. Okay guys, now I'm in the AVR settings, and I'm gonna change the crossover settings as the track starts, just to demonstrate what kind of impact it has on the overall audio. Okay, so at the moment 80 hertz is selected. I'm just gonna go with 100 hertz. 150 hertz, 200 hertz. Okay, at 200 hertz, basically now the active crossover is bypassed from the AVR, and it has gone to the subwoofer for the subwoofer side only. Okay, 50 hertz, 80 hertz. I think the bass is punchy at 80 hertz. Okay, now also I'm gonna change the front speakers from small to large. Why I mentioned earlier, always leave it to small. There you go. See, when I change it to large, can you hear that the bass is not that punchy? and when I switch it back to small, the bass get back. Now I'm gonna switch off the subwoofer. Can you see the difference? As I switched off the subwoofer, it changed the front speakers to large. I'm gonna add the subwoofer back and change it to small. So always leave your front speaker, center and surround to small. Okay guys, next step to this method is using the external amplification to do the bi-amplification of the front speakers and an external crossover. Now I have got the equipment to demonstrate that. I'll make the video to do it. Basically we're not going to use the built-in active crossover and built-in amplifiers of the AVR. We are going to use the external active crossover and external amplifiers to drive the lower frequencies of the speakers and higher frequencies of the speakers. Also in my next video I'm gonna show you how to do the tri-amplification of the speaker system in a 2.1 setup using an active crossover that supports a three-way stereo. As I said, I've got all the equipment, just waiting for a few cables. Once those cables arrive, I'll make the video and upload it. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please click on the liked icon or the like icon, and I'll keep making informative AV videos. Thank you. Bye.